That means we are celebrating our wins. I'm so glad to have you here with me, TikTok family. I'm so glad to have you here with me, my YT family. I'm letting you know it is the end of the week, and we are ending the week celebrating, because here's the thing, we have things to celebrate about, because everything that came against you this week, you were able to move past it. It's not about perfection. It's not about getting everything right. The fact that you are showing up and doing the work, that's something to celebrate. So you want to celebrate your wins, but you also want to reflect on the lessons. Did you gain some lessons this week? Did you learn some things? Because naturally, by taking actions, my friends, you are learning some things. You are experiencing some things. And to me, that's a win. So we want to take the time to celebrate. So I'm cheering you on, friends. I am cheering you on because you showed up. Many of you showed up here consistently at 8 o'clock and at 3 o'clock because you are caring about what's important. Yes, valuable ones, the things that mean things to you. So you've gained some knowledge. So that's something to celebrate, my friend, even though you may be feeling like this is not what I planned. But guess what? Life has a way of showing us that things don't always go as planned, but it's exactly what you need. So the best is yet to come. You've got to believe and know it. So when you're taking the time to reflect on your lessons, and you want to take the time to also reset your energy, hurtful but valuable. Well, we're going to make sure that you are able to turn that hurt and that pain into action. And then guess what? You are going to be a great person to talk about how you were able to get to the other side of it. So I'm excited because that lesson, that valuable lesson, that costly lesson that you've learned, we're going to be able to flip that around, and that's going to be a blessing for you. I'm guaranteeing it because we're connected and I want to see you win. And so that's how we got to show up for each other. When you think about this weekend, you want to think about flow. And that flow, you're flowing into the weekend. You're flowing into the weekend with clarity. That valuable lesson that you've learned, even though it's costly, you know what I call those lessons? I call them tuition, because you are learning and you're growing. Guess what? No one likes to pay tuition, but they want to get that understanding, right? So we pay that tuition knowing that it's going to reap rewards. So you just watch and see, because your story is not done. It's just beginning. So you understand that you can choose to know that this week, and you're going in flowing into the weekend, you have clarity. And it's telling me to turn down the background noise because my fan is on. So let me make sure I move it so it's not so close to the screen there. So when you think about flowing into the weekend, you're going into the weekend with clarity and also gratitude. Think about it. Everything that you've been through, all the challenges you've experienced this week, you're still here, my friend. You're still standing. You're still committed to your goals, because your goals matter. And because they matter, that's an exciting thing. So I need you to let me know in the chat. Share with me in the chat. Share with me in the chat. 3 simple letters: win. Because we're celebrating the fact, because even in those lessons, I consider them wins because you have more information now. So you can move forward with intention. You were able to gain something. So put in the chat win. Let me know. I see the win. I see it, Ethos. I see it. Thank you for that win, because you are telling yourself you're still in this. You're still in the fight. You're still committed to win the day. So no matter the lessons that you have gone through, no matter the challenges, there you go. I see that win, my friend. So that's it. You've got to say, nothing's going to stop me. Yeah, it was a tough week, but you know what? I survived. And because I survived, I'm going to tell that story, my friend. So guess what? You got a story to tell. Yes, I see you. I see the win. Here's the thing. You got a story to tell. And this test, my friend, this test is going to be your testimony. Y'all know how that goes. After we experience something, there's someone else that's coming along, and you're going to be able to bear witness to the challenges that you were able to overcome. So I'm grateful for those challenges, because they're building my muscle and my strength. And I know it's going to be a blessing to help someone else on their journey. And I'm that friend that's going to remind you of this date. I'm that friend that's going to remind you that remember when you were going through that rough time and you said that it was valuable lessons, but it was hurtful. Well, guess what? Look at you now, friend. Look at you now over there winning. Look at you now over there achieving your goals. Look at you now over there showing up and getting your wins. Look at all the people that are being blessed because you decided to show up and get your wins. That's what it's about. When you are taking the time to celebrate and reflect and reset, you want to make sure that you are looking at what you were able to accomplish this week. Sometimes just simply showing up is an accomplishment that you can choose to celebrate. You can choose to celebrate the fact that you showed up here, even though you paid some costly tuition, even though you went through some really tough time. The fact that you showed up here, you deserve the love and the respect for that, because here's the thing, consistency is a win. So showing up is a win. You're here, that's a win. So I want to know, what is a win that you were able to achieve this week? Maybe you were able to have a conversation with someone that helped you move closer. I can tell you there were so many things that I felt like, wow, this is really happening. What am I going to do? People that told me, okay, you'll get this at this time and we'll move forward with this. And it seemed like they literally ghost me, guys. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But then I get something else comes down the line. And what I thought was not going to happen shows up and it's happened. So the thing is, it's like in this season, we have to expect the unexpected. We have to expect the unexpected. So let me know. Are you excited about the fact that you can move forward and have some clarity about where you are right now? If you are, let me know. Give me a green heart. I want you to interact with me. I want to know that you are hearing me, that you are taking action, and you want to think about what this week taught you. Remember, we had some costly lessons, and each week gives you feedback. Thank you for those green hearts. I'm celebrating the fact that you are here, because you could have quit. You could have said, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Even though those lessons have been costly, I've seen you in these TT streets. God makes a way. That is so true, Ethos. And so if we know that even in the challenges and the obstacles, you almost did, but you didn't. And so to me, my friend, that should be celebrated. The fact that you almost quit, but you did not, that means you believe in you. Welcome in, fam. You believe in you. Thank you for being here. We are on the TikTok platform and we're also on YouTube because we got goals, fam. Hope you are well. Good to see you. Thank you for those who are here on the TikTok platform and who are here on YouTube, because we're showing up and getting our wins. So there's no confusion for me, right? Because I have a plan. So I know on Fridays at 3 p.m., 3:15 today, don't judge. I'm here, I'm live, I'm showing up, and I'm getting my wins because I'm a goal getter. So it's up to you to decide. It's not about being perfect, because perfect I would have been on this live at 2:50, but life is not like that. And so I don't want to give you that impression. So I get here as best I can. I know that's right. See, you feel me. Hey, love. I know that's right. So you show up as best you can, but you're also letting the people know around you that it's okay to give yourself some grace. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm doing the best that I can. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing the feedback. I have someone telling me here that they're so glad I'm here today because they needed that. And you know what? That makes my heart soar, because if I could give you that little spark of excitement, that little spark to tell you you can keep going, that's a win for me, because that is truly my desire, to help people understand that, yes, I know it's tough right now. I know you had that job loss. I know you had that marriage end. I know you are dealing with difficult times with your children. But here's the thing. Life is always filled with something, right? If you can tell me a time in your life where you didn't deal with anything, I could probably tell you didn't do anything. Because if you're doing something, if you're taking action, guess what? You are going to go through the storms. But guess what? You know that song that says, storms don't last always, right? And so we are standing strong within the storm around us, but we are clear. We can be physically in the world, but not mentally succumbed by everything that's going on in the world. Do you know that? Do you know that you can have peace now? You have to be intentional about creating that peace. Maybe that means you turn off the TV. Maybe that means you don't go into those rooms where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel uneasy. You don't go in those spaces where you don't feel as if you can be authentic to who you are. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm Coach Sandy B, and I'm letting you know you can find that flow. So as you celebrate the fact that you made it through this week, you realize that this week has given you some feedback on your journey. You can choose to decide that your wins are teaching you to be confident. I love it. Peace is already a part of my inner soul. I love that. So the challenges that you go through, it is teaching you clarity. So you're going through the challenge and you're like, you know what, this didn't go so well. I got to reassess what I'm doing here. So that's where your lessons can guide your strategy for next week. Look at how that works. So you've learned some things, right? Welcome in, welcome in. And because you've learned some things, you can look at it and say, okay, well, this week this happened. And so because this happened, maybe you got a message for something and it's like, well, this doesn't make sense to me. Why did this happen? How can I learn to communicate better? How can I learn to find that piece that I'm missing? But it's you taking the time and understand your lessons guide your strategy so you can move forward the next week. Because remember, it is a weekly activity that we're taking in order for us to move forward. So in the chat, it's the thinking that we do on thoughts that causes us pain or anxiety. Exactly. So that's why we have to reframe our mind. You know, when I was in lay council training in church some years ago, we talked a lot about renewing our mind to the truth. And so this was a 2-year commitment at church for training so I could be able to train other people. And it was eye-opening because it's one thing for you to decide that, yeah, I'm learning this, but it's another thing for you to be put through the vigor of the program where you had to have counseling weekly. And so I had to go through my stuff. And so in going through my stuff, I had to realize that my thinking was not congruent with what I said I believed. So it didn't line up with what I believed. So we've got to make sure our mindset aligns with what we know to be true. Because when the distractions come, and then we start overthinking, and then we start comparing, and then we start judging ourselves unfairly, it's a cycle that allows for us to stay stuck. You should do a live about that. Do it and then invite all of us in here, and we're going to invite all our people. So right now, I need you guys to invite 5 people to come to this live. Why not? Let's win together. If they see this invitation and they say, hey, I want to go see what my friend's doing, great. But if they don't, I'm glad with you because I want people who are ready to receive this message. So guess what? You just told me you actually want to do a live about that. Well, I'm that friend that's going to ask, when is that live coming? Can I come join you? Can I come listen? Can you share that? Because we've got to be intentional about helping each other. That's how we build that currency. When we decide that we're going to learn and grow together. So remember, your lessons guide your strategy for next week. So what did you learn? What's one lesson you're taking into next week? One of the lessons I'm taking into next week is, well, yeah, let's talk about it. Definitely. One of the lessons that I'm taking into next week from this week is the people that I'm working with. A lot of people I'm working with now that I'm seeking and they are coming to me. A lot of them are visionaries. Sis is that friend that will show up. Exactly. That's what I'm about because I want to I feel like your time is so valuable. So if I give you my time and you give me your time, I want to honor that. And I want to see how we can build together. So my lesson this week is understanding that people are different, right? Some people are very good at organization. I went through a training with my friend Sophia, who I'm excited for you guys to see and learn from. She is in Spain and she is amazing. And so she's on this platform. So I'm inviting her to come and share. So you will definitely hear more about her and her work that she's done. I've been training under her for about 5 years now, and she's phenomenal. And so she was sharing with us, I was in this training with her, and so she was sharing the different types of people and how they think. And so these visionaries that I'm working with, they have big ideas, right? But the execution of the ideas, they can't really get there sometimes. So they'll tell you like, I want you to do this and I want you to do that and you'll be great at this. But then when it's time to make it happen, it's like they may drop off in some way. And they're amazing at what they do, but they aren't necessarily the doers. And so in understanding that lesson from this week, I can look and say, okay, well, sir, I would love to continue this conversation with you, but I'm gonna need your admin to be in this so she can make sure we are both being accountable of the things, the deliverables and the time frame. Welcome in, fam, welcome in. So you see where that's a lesson from this week. So instead of being frustrated and saying, well, he said this, but I see he didn't do this, I know he's extremely busy. So what I can do is say, okay, you know that, my friend, exactly. You know how that works. So I'm making sure that they can help me help them because they know what I have to offer and they know it's valuable. That's why they're looking to work with me, right? But I've got to make sure that we can move forward. I love you so much too, fam. Thank you for being here. We can move forward with intention, and I can still achieve my goals and I can still help them achieve their goals. So you see why that works, how that works? So guess what? I'm fired up because I have realigned. I understand where I can use that lesson and move forward with intention to next week. So I'm excited because I'm putting things into action. But here's the thing. We got to talk about what you need to release, what we need to release. Remember, I could choose to be frustrated in the situation and saying, he said this, but he didn't follow through on that. Well, truly, it's not his job to follow through on that. He has someone on his team that I need to make sure that they are with me. Yes, my friend, I've got to make sure they are with us so the action items get done because that person can do that. That's what they do. My friend in the chat here on TT says, I was just talking about all of this on my live last night. Simpatico. See, like we attract those people that, get us and you get me. So that's why we're here. I love that you shared that because here's the thing. When you start hearing things and you start seeing things and they line up with what you know, that's God letting you know that you're in line. You're in alignment. You are in the right place at the right time. And that to me, my friends, is a win. So here's the thing, I'm not going into the week frustrated because I've thought about, okay, here's the lesson in this. Welcome in, welcome in. So I can be excited about that, right? Because I know that I can release it, and that's what we need to talk about. You got to release what didn't serve you. Think about the frustration, the fear, the comparison, the disappointment. I mean, hell, there's a lot of that when you're on this app. Welcome in. But here's the thing. Anything that drained you this week, it's moving pretty fast now. Intention, what's feeding and what's draining. That's it. That's it, my friend. What needs to be removed, realigned to feed more. That's my coach from Arizona. She knows what it's about. Here's the thing. I'm connected to some amazing people from all walks of life, but these coaches that are putting in work, they show up daily because by nature of you being around them, they are exercising, making sure they're asking you what you need. And that's all information because coaches really have a helping heart. They want to make sure that the people around them know, hello, thank you, my friend, that they are really hearing them. So coaches listen. So if you have a coach that's not listening to you, Guess what? You need to make a change. I'm so glad you got to caught me today too, because we are fired up and ready to win. So I want to make sure this energy is coming to you because it's filled with love. It's filled with excitement. It's filled with the fact that we get to be together in this moment. I don't think it's by chance, guys, that we are together. God is good, that we are together in this time. When time seems so crazy, we are together no matter what, where we, woo, woo, woo. What just happened there? Okay, so I don't think I meant to do that, Miss Peggy. Sorry about that.
How are you?
I am well. Thank you for being here.
I was just about.
It's a whole lot going on. You see where you get fired up? I don't even know how to get that back off the screen, but we just, ooh, look, I made it worse. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out because we're goal getters. That's what happens when you're on two platforms. So here's the thing. Like we were talking about, that comparison, that disappointment, anything that drains your energy, you got to let it go, fam. You've got to let it go. You've got to release it now. You can't carry it into next weekend. Yes, we are still learning this thing, and it's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine, because honestly, I want to do a panel. But I also want to respect the fact that I have people over here on this other platform. I'm just glad that we are here together, that we are deciding as a community that we will win and grow together, that we know that in order for us to literally survive, we got to come together. We can't be so frustrated and concerned and worried. That's why we got to release it. This week was filled with stuff. I mean, even if me not knowing what you personally have been through, us collectively, by the news of everything, right? Yeah, us collectively have been through some stuff, but we're still here, fam. The ups and downs, this is going to be shut off, this is down, you know, all that stuff, but we are still here. So the thing is, you can't carry it into the weekend, because the weekend, I need you to get poured into, because remember, we're about filling us up, overflowing. So next week, we're giving from the overflow, because a lot of us are depleted. I mean, let's be real. It's been a week. It's been a week. So we got to make sure we get poured into. So maybe that pouring into looks like you going for a nice long walk. Maybe that pouring into is you going to a fall festival. Doesn't that sound amazing? Maybe that pouring into is you spending some time with your grandchildren. Maybe that pouring into is you going to watch a musical performance. My daughter and I are going to do that tomorrow night. Maybe it's going to see the new movie Wicked, or maybe you need to catch up on the first one. Starting to snip connections that don't reciprocate. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, you too. Here's the thing. We're not concerned about who's doing what. The right people are showing up. We are attracting the right people. And in doing that, we know that whoever shows up, they're going to be blessed by what we're doing, because you know what? We're showing up and we're getting our wins, because that's what goal getters do. Here's the thing. We're on a journey. So on this journey, people are going to be coming and going. My trusted advisors, some of them have lasted 90 days. Some of them have lasted years. Some of them have lasted only a season. But you know what? I'm grateful for the time they've been here. And when you think about it, on these platforms, especially on the TikTok platform, maybe you've met a couple people. When I first started, it was a different crew, right? They came in because we got together from whatever, but we evolved. So some people went one way, other people went another, but other people said, hey girl, I want to ride with you. Let's ride together. Let me help you. And you know what? I'm grateful for all of them, because each of them brought something positive on my journey here. And that's how you have to look at life. Don't be upset or worried when people come and go, because the right people are going to show up at the right time. And you got to realize you're building and growing. So sometimes people don't fit your current situation. Maybe they fit the past, but where you're going, they don't fit. So that's okay. You keep moving with intention, and you believe that that work that you're doing, it is adding value. It is helping you on your journey, and you're moving with intention. So let me know, what are you leaving behind this week? Fear, worry, self-doubt, overthinking, if you're brave enough to share, put it in the chat. I can tell you, I am letting go. Another thing you learned this week. That's awesome. I am letting go thinking that I have to be the savior. Did you guys, if you guys are connected to my YT page, I'm leaving sleep behind. Stop it. Silly lady. You need your sleep. She's joking. Here's the thing. What are you leaving behind? Let it go. Let that baggage go. I'm leaving the need to want to help everyone. Here's the thing. Just because you are saying you're going through something, if you're not taking the action, then guess what? You maybe just want someone to hear you complain. So I'll probably give you one opportunity, but if you're not taking any action, then, ooh, that's a good one. Let's see if it'll allow me to pin. Yeah, I don't know. I got to get this out of here. That is a good one. Leaving self-doubt behind. Well, that ain't it. I'm pressing all sorts of buttons here. You got to leave self-doubt behind because that ain't serving you. Where are you going? So you don't have time for that. So you are moving on. It's so funny because when you're looking for this thing, you can't find it. Let's see. Not now. There we go. That ain't it. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, look at me. I'm figuring some stuff out. I mean, really on the fly, but I'm figuring it out. I'm like, oh, that's what that does. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. But here's the thing. Leaving second guessing behind. I wish I could pin that because that's so good. Just go. That first, what I've learned, that first thought, that's that thought you should take. How many times have you said, I should do this? And for whatever reason, you get distracted, you don't do it. And then you realize that first thought, that first action that you thought, that's your subconscious. I believe that's God telling you what to do. But a lot of times we second guess ourselves. We say, oh no, so-and-so said I should do this. And then you do what so-and-so says and you realize like, wow, I really should have trusted me. Listen to your voice. Your voice is usually the right voice to listen to. Here's the thing. Another comment is to start putting my time into rooms. Let's see, why is this not going up for me? Let's go back here. See, I got so many comments here. That's a good thing. Leaving behind the panic. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Yes, take some time to breathe, right? And think about how things are going. Welcome, my YouTube family. I am here. I got some comments coming in here on TikTok, and we're talking about what we're letting go of. We're not carrying into the weekend. See, the thing is, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you got to fill yourself up this weekend, my friends. You want to rest and understand rest is a strategy. Recovery builds your momentum. So take the time to rest. Go to the two people on the bottom left. I'm there. I guess I should read the next thing, right? And change the grid layout. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm also trying to look at the thing and I'm trying to, I thought I was changing the grid layout, but it seems to still want to give me, let's see. Okay. Win! I figured it out. It only took that long, but I got it. Because guess what? I'm a goal-getter, so I'm going to keep trying. Thank you for helping me, fam. So here's the thing. If you take, okay, thank you for letting me know that. See, my friends, they hook me up. They ain't going to let me fall. And that's what it's about. How are we showing up for each other? Yes. See, you got to listen the first time. I mean, I like to test it. I like to test myself and say, okay, what did I just think about that? Okay, so act with that. And then it usually comes to pass. It is us listening to our inner voice. You've got to listen to our inner voice. Love you right back. Yay, we did it. Look at the stickers. Oh, thank you so much for this suggestion. I'm definitely probably going to have to take you up on it because my other mod is, I think they went to work because they got goals. So think about this. Rest is a strategy. So that means you got to plan to rest. I know a lot of us are guilty of being in these TT streets, tired, frustrated, really. Yeah, I know how to pin. Oh, you can help me pin in my lives? Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to work it out, my friend. The thing is, you got to make sure you get your rest. You got to make sure you take some time to recover so you can build that momentum, because next week is another set of activities that you've got to do. Because if you got a plan and if you're on a roadmap with me, you got actions that you need to take in order so you can be successful to achieve your goals. But it starts with you knowing you got to do the work and you got to take the time to refresh, because you can't be coming in trying to burn the candle. You're going to burn yourself out. You got to choose joy. You got to choose peace. You got to choose what fuels you. And being here with you guys are fueling me. You're helping me know that I can do this. I can show up and be intentional. How are you recharging this weekend? Let me know what you're going to do to make sure you recharge yourself, even if it's just spending time reading a book, reading something that will help you on your journey. I love books. So I was talking to someone in the school community and they were talking about Think and Grow Rich. And I was telling them about this book, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, with Dr. Dennis Kimbro. He is a professor here at Clark Atlanta University, a brilliant professor. And the thing is, it's like I am filling my mind with people and things that help me grow and learn and build. So it's up to you. Awesome. I'm getting some comments in the room, working on anxiety workbook this weekend. My friend, you have some amazing things going on. I'm so excited to hear about this. You're gonna have to, we're gonna have to talk about that because you're doing some awesome work. So guess what? I mean, the wins are coming, my friend. You're just aligning to where you need to be, girl. You got it. I'm excited to hear that. So y'all all heard it. She putting in the work. So you know someone who is going through anxiety? Anxiety is fear of the future. So you just have to understand to reframe your mind to say, you know what? I can only control what I control. So right now in this space, I'm going to focus on this, knowing that the future has its own set of things, but I'm going to give thanks for now. So when you think about anxiety, it's you telling your mind, you're fearful of what's to come. But guess what? You don't know what's to come. And that's what we do, right? Faith over fear. That's what it is. We got to choose to say, my faith is greater. So I'm not going to allow anything to hinder my progress. When you can set your mind to what you know the truth is, that's what it's about. I love this connection here because you know what? Good people know good people. So you're in the right place. My husband likes to tell me you're in good hands, and I can tell you I definitely am. And a funny story, I'm in school, that's my community that I have where we go deeper into discussion of things. And one of the people in the communities I'm in told me, you're in good hands, Sandy B. And I just laughed and I said, my husband tells me that all the time. And so when you start hearing things from different people and it aligns with the message, guess what? That's letting you know you're on the right track. That's letting you know that you are doing the things that are helping you move with intention to achieve your goals. And so that's a win to me, because that means you are aligned with the energy around you and you are getting instruction. So you're hearing these things and it lines up and it's from entirely different places. That lets you know that you are in line, because God is trying to tell you something. And so he's making sure you hear it multiple places. It takes a person about 7 times to hear something before they can actually kind of pay attention and say, okay, I think I'm understanding what this is. So be patient with yourself, because you're doing the best you can. We have never experienced this time like this before. We have never experienced what we're experiencing now, but we're still here, friends. We're still standing. And so that's something to celebrate. So when you enter this weekend, I want you to enter it with intention. And you're like, come on, Sandy, it's the weekend. I just want to chill. We got goals, but we can choose to have fun. And I got to get up. We can choose to have fun. And in having fun, we're saying, and being intentional, we're saying that our goals matter. So here's the thing. I had to stand up. Here's the thing I want you to remember. Clarity today creates the momentum on Monday. So you're allowing yourself to let go of those things, right? That frustration, thinking about all the things that happen, all the things that would have made you feel like you can't move forward. You're letting all that go, right? We're leaving that here because we're moving forward to the weekend. So allowing yourself to have that clarity. You just told me about all the things you're getting done, my friends. You're having that clarity. You're understanding that, okay, I learned some lessons this week. I had some wins this week, and now I can move forward with intention. So that clarity today is going to allow for you to build that momentum on one day. And so you can be excited. So this is where you can think about on Sunday night, if you choose to, you can decide that I'm going to check in before I start the week. I'm going to make sure I align with what I need to get done. I'm going to make sure I'm showing up because you are ready. You're going to be prepared to hit the ground running on Monday because you're being intentional this weekend. So when you get to Sunday night, you would have been rested. You are feeling proud and you're feeling prepared because it's something about having a plan. It's not that the plan is going to go exactly as you want it to, but you are committed to actioning that plan. You're committed to executing it. And so by nature of you committing to executing it, here's what happens. Welcome in. It's either you would have getting closer to where you want to be or something better is going to come. I'm not your baby, sir. $1 million baby, welcome in. I'm not your baby, though. Good to be here. Glad you're here. We are talking about achieving our goals. I'm Coach Sandy B with 90 Day Wins Coaching, and it's Friday, so we're in our Friday flow. And being in that flow, we're being clear about how we can move with intention to achieve our wins. So by the time we get to Sunday night, we're rested, we're proud, and we're prepared. Grounded so we can go and show up and do the work we need to do. So when you think about this weekend, the homework is you got to declare your intention for the weekend. So what's a one word that you would use to describe the weekend? You want to be intentional. Thank you. Glad that you came in here and showed some attention, but you got to know how to enter the room. You enter the house, you got to have some respect. You don't know me. You can't be talking about what's up, baby. I'm not your baby. Have a good day. So we're continuing to move with intention. And you see, you got to be clear. You got to be direct and you got to know what you want, because if you don't want other people to try to control what you got going on, this is my life. I run this over here with YouTube. It says 90 Day Wins last time I checked, and same for this. So when you come up in here, you are a goal getter. That's right, because my people here, they got my back. So wherever I am, know I got my people. And they right in there, they show up in the live to let me know we win together, but we're going to make sure we have some standard for ourselves, because that's how I roll. I'm a woman of a certain age. So I give respect, and I'm definitely making sure I get it. So I digress. We're going to go back in here. Well, see, that's why we got to talk, my friend, because you're already putting in the work. So why not make it serve you? Because people want to hear your message. You talk about that anxiety workbook. I can't wait to hear about that. That's an exciting time because you're saying you want to help other people. And that's what it's about. If you want to really show up and do the work, you got to be able to say, I'm going to take that step. And then I want to have a strategy. That's what we were talking about yesterday. What's your strategy? You're giving so much time and energy to one platform, but there are so many platforms where you can choose to shine, but you've got to know that it's important. So here's the thing. What's one word that's going to describe your weekend? Declare your intention for the weekend in one word. And you can choose to put it in the chat, or you can take some time to think about it, but you've got to be intentional. So you're putting out that vibe. I'm so excited. I mean, I was feeling good this morning, but I talked to my trusted advisors. That's it, my friend. You do have so much on your own journey to share. Let's be clear. You didn't just wake up and come to this. You were a whole human. You had a whole lifetime of experience. So when you come on this platform, you bring your whole authentic self, and you expect the people that gravitate to that message, they will find you. So we don't chase. What do? We attract. We attract what we want. So when you think about this weekend, what is your word that's going to help you be intentional? You want to embrace it. You want to own it. I'm super excited. Exactly. They always find you. That's it. Because let me tell you, my trusted advisors have lit the fire under me. You're going to see some new things coming through here. Our school group is bubbling. I got so many people literally on the journey with me. How could I not be successful? Because I know I've been praying for these people, and so they're coming. And so the thing is for me to continue to do the work, to continue to spend some time, a healing weekend. I like that. I like that, because remember, when you come in Sunday night, you're ready, you're proud, you're excited, you're motivated, and no one's going to steal that joy from you. You know, that thought that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. It's a song. And the world can't take it away. No one can take away your joy, because that comes from you. That's internal. So you continue to understand that you got to fuel yourself so you can have that joy, so you can bring out that inner peace and get your wins, my friends. That's what it's about. So you need to understand that the gratitude that you have, it's going to fuel you for next week. So when you understand that the gratitude shifts your mindset from stress to strength, you find the things to be grateful for. Mondays are my favorite days. Most people aren't on their game. That's the day to shine. Hello, this is where you be strategic. When other people are sleeping, you are getting up with good intention. So that's why you got to make sure you get that rest so you can get up and move with intention, get your wins. Maybe you're that person that is able to sleep in the morning so you can stay up at night. Whatever your schedule is, make sure you have some rest in there so you can give from a full cup. But when you show up present, show up ready to win, show up knowing the same way you show up for work and get their work done. I want you to give that same energy to yourself. My kids always get annoyed because I say Monday's the best day. You're framing that excitement. And that's what it's about. We've got to say, you know what? We're putting in the effort. We're doing the work. So I'm excited. And I'm very excited because I could be going to somebody's office, driving here in Atlanta, 30, 40 minutes. Honestly, it's more like an hour now. We don't have a rush hour. They put it in the news and it's like, that's great, but I didn't need you to write that in the AJC for me to know that we don't have a rush hour, because I see it when I have to get on the road. Well, I explained to them, I'm like, it's the easiest day of the week because the teachers don't work either. So that's the thing. It's like, when I think about, I don't have to be on 285 in traffic. I don't have to be on 85 in traffic. I don't have to be on 20 in traffic. So to me, Petrie Industrial, name all those streets. I don't have to be in that rush hour. I don't have to worry about Spaghetti Junction if you're familiar with Atlanta. All these things that stress you out, the commute, I don't have to worry about that. I'm grateful. So that's gratitude. I find gratitude in that I can get up and have my coaching clients. I can meet with them. I can do my podcast interviews. I can show up on TikTok. I can show up on YouTube. I can do all these things because I remember being in my office in 2019, praying and asking God, like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something more. Nope, we have the opportunity to spread our light from home. That's it. By nature of just turning on the camera here and saying, welcome. Hello, friends. How are you doing today? Sharing whatever it is you are willing to share. That gratitude, it will shift your mindset from stress to strength. So that's why you want to take some time. We've talked about this. You want to take some time to write in a journal, to write down what you're grateful for. Just this exercise alone, my friend. Tell me you won't feel better about taking time to give thanks. You got food on the table? You got food to eat? Is that something you can be grateful for in these times? Because you know what we're dealing with. Your family members have somewhere to live, somewhere safe to live. That's something to be grateful for. Amen, sister. So that's the thing. How are you going to make sure that you are finding gratitude? I want you to take some time to name 3 things you're grateful for and see how it lightens up your whole energy. God bless you with some amazing kids, some amazing people you are raising. You are amazing mamas. Is that something you can choose to be excited about? You are raising productive people in the world, people who know who they are, people who are going through. These young people are dealing with so much, but they're still persevering. They're still moving through. They got questions. They're looking at us like, what you adults doing right now? One week we're doing this in school. Another week this is changing. But we're still moving forward, even in the chaos of it all. So what can you choose to be excited about? Welcome in, fam. Welcome in. I'm Coach Sandy B, and we're talking about finding that flow. It's the weekend, so we are looking forward with anticipation for the next week ahead. But we're making sure that we're taking the time to find the gratitude as we think about the flow that we are in, this Friday flow. So I want you to think about 3 things you're grateful for. I'm grateful for my sister. I'm grateful for my mama. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my daughter. I'm grateful for 90-day wins. I'm grateful for being here almost 6 years doing what I absolutely love. It brings me so much joy to be here with you guys. So I'm so grateful for that. Just the little things. Just the little things. Are you grateful for someone taking the time to come to your page and comment? Are you grateful for the people that you're building, the community that you're building with? There's so many things we can choose to be grateful for in this time. I'm grateful for some amazing clients that God has brought to me. These people are fired up. They're getting their wins. They're showing up with intention. And how could I not be grateful? Because this is what I pray for. I pray for the people that are ready to do the work. I pray for the people that are fired up. I pray for the people that can absorb the information that I'm sharing with them, and then they go take immediate action. I'm grateful for communities that I'm in that are telling me, here, you can use this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how we can make it. I'm an Aries and I needed to hear it. Beautiful page and idea. Oh, yes. You're talking about that awesome post. Wasn't it amazing? See, this is the thing. I'm so grateful about the people that I get to be around that are doing the things I desire to do. Those brave people, right? That are saying, I want to set up this thing and I want to make this new strategy. I got I'm so grateful for so much, guys, because when I think about the week, even with the calls, I got a call that told me one of my cousins was in the hospital. And then guess what? By the end of the week, this man walked out of the hospital. My God, God's still doing miracles. Things are still occurring, but we've got to choose to have faith. What are you grateful for? My family being okay. Grateful I woke up this morning. How about that? And grateful for more connections. Exactly. So much we can choose to be grateful for. I'm grateful for every one of you that are here right now. Every one of you that are on this YouTube. You know how long I've had this YouTube channel? You know how long that I've been putting out content from the 90-Day Wins podcast on my YouTube channel? But I'm locked in. I'm locked in a different way. I have a community of people that are helping me. I have a community of people that are showing up and doing the work. I have a community of people that are literally saying, let's sit down and talk about how we plan out this strategy. So guess what? You don't have to go alone. You can go with the people that are aligned with you, that are showing up and letting you know, hey, friend, I can help you. And they're not just talking, they're actually taking action. They're actually saying, I hear you, I see you. And they call you up because those type of people, by nature of how their heart is, they are actually truly caring about you. So if they see something, they send you a video and the message is like, hey, look at this. This is what I was talking about in our conversation. Hey, check this out. Hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this strategy? Because I see you're really good at this, my friend. So have you considered that? Wow. You want to go far? Get with the people that help you to go far. So as I show up here on this platform, hello, welcome, friend. So I'm showing up on TT and I'm showing up on YT. Guess what? People are showing up. I'm getting DMs. I'm getting messages. I can do it. You've got to tell yourself, I can do it. I can show up and do the work. I can believe in myself. I can put that step forward. Welcome in, friend. How you doing? Good to see you. So that's it. You're saying, you know what? I'm going to take that step. I'm going to bet on me. It's time to bet on you. It's time to say, you know what? I'm so grateful because I'm aligned with some amazing people and we're winning together. So I don't have to be concerned about all these other things. You're getting those brand deals. Yes. Yes, I am. I am claiming it. I got people reaching out to me like, I saw you do that live. Hello, my friend. How you doing? So think about that. People are reaching out to you reaching out to me saying, I saw you on live. Would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? The thing is, when you show up and you be consistent, amazing things happen. But it's you believing in yourself and you're showing up, even when things don't look like what you imagine them to look like. But are you still willing to do the work? Are you still willing to say, my goals matter? Thank you so much, my friend, because that's what it's about. Doing the work and getting your wins. You got to say, I'm going, I'm moving. And community helps you do that. See, we don't win in isolation. We win in community. So many different communities here. It's up to you to choose, but also understand this community doesn't make you who you are. Thank you, my friend. You are enhancing. So you're coming with skills. Too many of us are discounting ourselves before we get started. I'm here to tell you, you were a whole person before you got here, my friend. You were a whole person before you got here. And because of that, bring all of you here because people are going to relate and connect with the authenticity of who you are. There are so many people are like, girl, you're so good at this. I've been doing this for some time, my friend. I've just been on here showing up new, but go check out what I've been doing. And then let me let you know, as good as I am doing this, you can be good at it too. I just have more reps than you. So my muscle is a little more defined, but you keep putting in the work, you keep putting in the reps and watch your muscles grow too. So show up. Remember, confidence is a muscle we get to work out every day. You got to put in every day, you got to get up with that confidence. And so it looks like however you want it to look, but be clear, because here's the thing. I feel confident when I show up looking the way I want to look. So I'm that girlfriend that you be like, girl, we only going right up there to the store. I used to name a store, but they don't need that cred. We only going up there to the store. Why you dressed like that? Because I like to dress up. I'm that girl. It's like, even my daughter's like, mama, we're just going right over here. Why are you dressed up? Why are you in my business? Focus on your business. You don't know who I'm going to see. But also, I like to look a certain way. So you're not going to see me looking crazy because that's how I roll. You do you. Don't compare yourself with other people. There's no comparison. God made you great. That's why you got a different name than me. That doesn't mean that I'm any better than you, but guess what? I show up confident because I believe in me. So even when things don't go as planned, y'all know it's like this going on, that going on. But you know what? I'm still showing up here because I know those minor frustrations they aren't greater than the impact I desire to have. Remember, we talked about that a couple weeks ago about your action is greater. Your inaction is not greater than the impact that you desire to have. So you've got to show up. You've got to be intentional. You've got to say that, you know what? There is someone that needs to hear this message that I have. There is someone suffering with that anxiety. There is someone going through today. One of the people let us know that today is International Diabetes Day. Maybe you have been able to manage and get off a diabetes med. Do you think that would be something helpful to share with people? Maybe you were able to make some lifestyle changes and you have been able to see some results in your life so you can share with others. How can you use your voice in this time? Because here's the thing. We don't win in isolation. This is a platform where we choose to gather and be and build together. So how are you going to make sure that you do just that you show up and you do the work and you get to win? Because guess what? The time is now. So why not show up with intention? Why not say that, you know what? I'm going to take action and I'm going to do what I need to do to get my wins. Because that's what I'm here to let you know. So don't sit there feeling sorry for yourself. Can you just pin already? Don't sit there feeling sorry for yourself saying, you know, no one's doing this, no one's doing that. You figure out a way. If you're not in the right community for you, it's fine for you to say, I'm gonna move over here. It's fine for you to make a change, but you've got to be okay with the change. Those days of saying, well, so-and-so told me to do it. You're an adult. Let's act like an adult. That's the thing. If it's not working, build a new bridge. Hello, somebody. Is it time for you to build a new bridge? Is it time for you to say that I need to make some changes? Remember, it's the fourth quarter. And so are you going to take the ball? Are you going to tell the person over there to pass you the ball? You want the shot? Are you going to tell that person, okay, let's run this play, pass me the ball so I can make that shot? It's time. That's why it's important to work with the coach. So you're constantly really evaluating your situation. That's it. Constantly looking and saying, how is this going? Think about basketball players. After the game, what do you think they do? Football players, what do you think they do? They look at the tape, reevaluating exactly. Think about how much time athletes spend working out and looking at footage. They are seeing the lessons. Remember, we talked about the lessons from the week. They don't look at it and say, oh, we lost and we suck, so yeah, we're just over it. No, they get their asses back in that gym. They get back working. They show up because they believe in themselves. So you got to decide, are you taking the time to do the things you need to do? Or are you making excuses? Because excuses build monuments of nothingness. Monuments of nothingness. You don't have time for excuses, but you do have time to get your goals and get your wins. So today, understand this space keeps you accountable. Whether you come to the school community or not, when you show up here, you are going to be conflicted. I'm not necessarily saying you, but you know what you got going on in your life. So by you listening, hello, my friend, you understand that you will be moved in some way. You will hopefully get some fire under your butt. Always looking to see what needs to be tweaked. That's it. Having a coach to guide you is the best part of that. That is it. Allowing yourself to come on the journey and be excited. Thank you for sharing the live, my friends. So that's the thing. This place right here, anywhere 90 Day Wins is, you go listen to the podcast. If you aren't feeling a sense of, okay, I got to take action, a sense of urgency, a sense of I can do that, well, then I don't know what you listen to. You ain't listened to my podcast because it's about achieving goals every 90 days. I'm inviting you. Literally, my song says, come get your wins every 90 days. Go get your wins every 90 days. So you're always coming and going. You're learning. You're getting what you need. You're putting in the work. You're coming back to get some more information. So understand, 90 Day Win Space keeps you accountable. Also, I'm an encourager. So I keep you encouraged, but I'm also going to make sure you stay focused because we got goals. So when you align with me, understand I'm saying by us being on this journey together, we are committing to win. We're committing to show up. We're committing to do the work because we are goal getters. So if you're ready for that next level, you want that support, you want more intimate conversations with me, check out my bio, check out my school community, because the Win Collective is where we are going deeper, because I'm so excited. All these people from TikTok, from YouTube, from my email listing, from podcasts, from the different platforms are coming to me and saying, oh, we got a place where we can come and have more attention. Some people are smarties and say, oh, you've been spending a lot of time on that TT app. We haven't seen you over here. Why aren't you going live over here? So I'm like, yeah, you're right, friend. I want to grow this YouTube page. And so I'm showing up here with intention. And I have people who are with me on the journey who are saying, yes, you can do that, my friend. So it's up to you to decide, how do you want to grow? How do you want to build? How do you want to learn? How do you want to be intentional? Because there's so many ways that you can say, I'm taking the step forward. I'm moving with intention. Remember, you made it through this week. All the weapons that formed, they did not prosper. And you can know that you can do more, because we're stretching ourselves. We're not breaking, but we're stretching ourselves. You know, like you're in the gym and your coach is telling you, give me 5 more reps. And you're like, oh, give me 5 more. Give me 10 more. You got this. You can do this. You can do this. Do you believe you can do it? Now's the time. Think about it. You made it through everything this week. That's something to celebrate. You maybe cried a couple tears. I shed a couple tears this week, but I also found joy, and I also found peace. And guess what? It's going to be like that sometimes. Some things you see will break your heart. Some people you know that are suffering in a way that you wish you could just give and you can't. But then you can choose to say, I'm going to give it to God. It's not for me to hold on. I'm going to let that go, because if you hold on to the stress, if you hold on to the worry, if you hold on to all those things, it can literally break your heart. It can literally cause you sickness. And we don't want to do anything that will intentionally cause us sickness. So we got to choose to take the time to celebrate the fact that we made it through this week. Amen, my friends. And we want to take the time to understand that this weekend is for us to reset our energy so we can show up strong next week. We can show up locked in, and we can win together, because best believe I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here because I got goals. How about you? You going to be here? You going to be here with me? I hope you come back, because we went in together. So until next time, I need you to know, get your wins and reset this weekend. You hear me?